For a long time, the most legendary idol in anime was Creamy Mami. She was born at a time when real-life idols like Seiko Matsuda was queen. Creamy Mami has become a magical girl and idol anime legend, with anniversaries that were celebrated, fans around the world, and respect as a well-remembered anime series. None of the other idol anime I talked about came close to Creamy Mami's reign. Until... Welcome to Idols of Anime, a retrospective and review about every idol anime ever. The beginning of Love Live goes back to the year 2010. We talked about all the crazy things happening in the idol world back in 2010. One of the things was the announcement of Love Live with this image in the July 2010 Dengeki G's magazine. It also announced that Sunrise and Lantis was involved. Sunrise, known for Gundam and Aikatsu, and JC and the Wheeled Warriors, and Lantis, a music label that specializes in anime music. The next issue had a description of Love Live and the characters, and in August 2010 at Comikit, the first PV, Bakura no Live, Kimi to no Live was sold. But there was something different about this anime project. I talked about the media mix way back in episode 3 when I was talking about Creamy Mami. The media mix was the new marketing strategy used to promote the idol Takahiko Ota and the anime Creamy Mami. Love Live became different because they added fans. Fan involvement was most likely inspired by the real-life fan involvement in real-life idol groups like AKB48. Fans vote for the center and the best girls in the group in the Senbatsu. Love Live went a step further, with fans even naming the group. To think that Muse could have been named Otokizaka no Neto or Little Diamond. I think they dodged a bullet with those names. There was also a popularity contest held, with the top girls getting featured in a magazine. Sexily. And with interviews of their seiyuu and other things about the girls. The original concept was by Sakurako Kimino, who did things like that Sister Princess, or Baby Princess project. The character designs were by Asako Nishida and Yuhei Murata, and the direction was by Takahiko Kyogoku. Kyogoku worked on other idol shows like Pretty Rhythm Aurora Dream, King of Prism, and Idol Memories. He worked on all the original Love Live animated projects. He didn't direct Love Live Sunshine, but his visual quirks still showed. But that's a whole nother episode. Each single had a video, and they were odd looking. It's like a teenager's awkward phase, except anime form. The first Bakura no Live, Kimi to no Life had what would become some of the visual quirks in the series, such as the close-ups focusing on each girl. Let's call it the Kyogoku close-up, named after director. Hey, there's no name for it as far as I know. But in the first PV, it shows different relationships between the girls. It reflects what was probably the first plans for the girls, like for Umi and Ellie to be besties, and probably the Nozomi-like girl, and Nico making costumes? God, rewatching this after years is just kind of weird. It actually didn't sell well at first, so Love Live is a bit of an underdog story. Snow Halation is the second PV, and best song, oh my god. It came out in December 2010. The centers of Hanukkah, Umi, and Nozomi were voted by fans. It's a beautiful song that captures the romantic element of the holidays. The third single in PV was Natsuhiro Igao de 1-2 Jump, with the waifu of the episode, Nico Yazawa, as center. Waifu! I love these beach outfits. The fourth singles PV, Magyuto Love de Senkin-chu, got a lot closer to the style of the show. This Valentine song was actually released a day late on February 15th, 2012. It remains one of my must-watch things on Valentine's Day. Katori is the center in Wonderful Rush, the 5th single PV. Released in September 2012, it's a few months from the series premiere in January 2013.
ねえねえ、小鳥ちゃんの忘れ物って何だったの？それはね、これ。
Anyone else yelled, "Bitch, you could have left that pillow at home," at the screen? Am I the only one that yelled that? Yes? No? The growing pains of using the CG and 2D didn't get better until the series, where the CG and 2D can be mixed in the same show effectively, like a 2D girl in the foreground while a CG girl in the background, or using the CG in wide or long shots and saving closer shots for detailed 2D. CG has been a staple in idol shows since Kiraben Revolution, the first idol show to use CG dancing. Aikatsu actually started pretty bad itself with its CG and got amazing much later, and that's also by Sunrise, so what's the deal there? Well, it's because there's several studios in Sunrise, and Aikatsu is handled by Studio 5, while Love Live is handled by Studio 8. So there probably wasn't any crossover in staff. But when we got the series, yeesh. But it's still not as bad as Million Doll. Based on how well it got later, I'd put this between AKB0048 and Idolmaster in terms of looking good. The Love Live show finally started in January 2013. The plot of the show is to save the school from closing down due to lack of students. How? Idols. First the school, then Love Live, then the world! Okay, maybe not the world, maybe just New York, cough cough. The plot makes a lot of sense when you think about a big problem in Japan. The plot of the anime may be the result of Japan's declining birth rate and thus closure of schools. Not enough babies, too many schools, so you close some schools. It's not just a bigger, better school nearby, although that's not helping, but a larger problem. Of course, the anime doesn't get into that, but it was pointed out to me when I complained about Love Live Sunshine having a similar premise with two schools merging. The plot is simple enough, getting the band together to do a thing. But what makes this show is the characters. So before we do a general review of the TV series, let's talk about the characters. Let's start with Hanuka.
これが私、高坂ほのか、高校2年。考えてるんです。あなたはミューズのリーダーなのですよ。それはそうだけど。本当にラブライブに出たいと思ってるのですか？当たり前だよ。夜も練習してるの？うん。やりすぎ良くないよ。いつも無理するんだから。大丈夫。自分が誰よりも頑張ってライブを成功させなきゃ。ほのかです。ん？結局その先は真っ白。
Hanuka Kosaka, the daughter of traditional Japanese candy makers, going to a school that's a tradition in her family, and she's a traditional, lazy, ditzy, loud, outgoing heroine anime girl. Optimistic, charismatic, automatic, hydromatic.
Ultramatic? Why could be greased lightning?
If this team had a heart, she'd be it. She's the catalyst to everyone. She's the team cheerleader. Her core arc in the show is learning how to be a leader. In the beginning, she was more of a slacker, but being part of Muse did help her become more selfless, self-aware, and responsible. Her passion is great, but she tends to get tunnel vision on her goals. It's a major flaw that is part of the conflict near the end of the first season. These lessons in being a leader went on as she became the student council president, but old habits still die hard.
ってこれ何？一般生徒からの要望です。まあ、少しくらい手伝ってくれてもいいじゃない。海ちゃん副会長なんだし。もちろん私はもう目を通しています。じゃあやってよ。
Her character development is probably the most obvious in her attitude towards Love Live in Season 2, Episode 1. She's far from perfect, but that's why she's a good character. Hanuka was voiced by Emi Nita, also known for being in the Milky Homes franchise as Marine Amagi, and had a smaller role in the idol anime Loco Doll.
いや、緊張してるみたいだからほぐそうかなと思って。
Next is Katori Minami.
つ入るの？小鳥を当てにするつもりだったんですか？こんなもんかな。見て、ステージ衣装を考えてみたの。かわいいって欲しかったよ。ほのかちゃんには一番に相談したかった。だってほのかちゃんは初めてできた友達だよ。
She's a talented costume maker for Muse. She's the sweet one, but she has a struggle with her confidence. It's not as obvious as Hanayo's, but it's sprinkled throughout the first season. The maid hints leading up to the Akiba episode really shown this. It was in full force with her conflict about leaving to study overseas. Yeah, the conflict with Katori leaving is mostly squared at Hanaka's tunnel vision, but Katori was too scared to say anything when she had the chance. And she had more chances than before the lie. Plus, Katori is an enabler a lot. When I first watched the series, I didn't like season 1's ending at all, since Hanaka is at her most idiotic and Katori is at her most fluttershy. Katori was voiced by Uchiha Aida. Katori shares a voice with Mai in I, My, Me, and the idol Hinami Kamakura in Million Doll. Katori's arc isn't as clear, but her contributions to Muse and her support is noticeable. Also, her mom's director of the school, and despite that, she doesn't use that connection as much. And that shows how respectable of a daughter she is. Umi Sonoda. The disciplined, the mature, the... Crazy. She's the straight woman to Hanaka's off-the-wallness and Katori's enablingness. Umi doesn't get an episode focused on her. She's spread out over the series and her backstory is just slowly revealed. You may think Umi's a bit too hard on Hanaka, as is some of the other members of Muse, but she does it out of love. She can take charge or be a crazy wreck. Umi is played by Memori Suzuko, who was an idol in 2009 with Cutie Pie as Suzy, and she became a part of Milky Homes. She's also the new Sora in the Digimon Tri movies. But Umi's main strafe was in that shitty-ass conflict in Season 1 where you just gotta slap a hoe. No ka. Her lyrics does add a lot to Mu's success, but I bet she's too humble to say that. Nozomi Tojo is a very developed character. She also likes to check in on Muse development all the time. She's a bit of a chunibyo. Think about it. Her tarot card reading thing, her spirit thing. Way less chuny if you compare it to the manga Nozomi. She's the team mom, the guidance counselor, and she wants to balance the well-being of the group as a whole. She plays mysterious herself and doesn't really open up until late season 2. She wanted to help people but didn't know how yet, till the idol force of friendship happened. I wish things about her character were revealed earlier than the last few episodes of the TV series, but at least we got it. But she does hint to it when she's talking to Maki about her emotional stake in the group.
確かにミューズを作ったのはほのかちゃんたちだけど、うちもずっと見てきた。何かあるごとにアドバイスもしてきたつもり。それだけ思い入れがある。
Nozomi is voiced by Kasuda Aina, a former Akiba maid that made her debut with Love Live. She played an idol, Eiko, in Prepara, and played idol fangirl Suko in Million Doll. She didn't voice that many roles, but with Love Live under your belt and a successful album in 2016, it's just a matter of time. One thing I love about Love Live is all the hints they leave about the characters that don't become clear later. That's why it's good to watch the show at least twice. Ellie Ayase, another example of the anime Russian invasion. Seriously, why are they rushing this trend right now? Eh? Eh? I'll show myself out. She comes off as an asshole at first, Ellie's attitude toward Muse is shaped by the headmaster's comment about how the student should be in this closure time. Added is Ellie's preconceptions of idols based on her fine art performance background. She did ballet back in Russia and was great at it. Ellie seems to scoff at all of Hanukkah and Muse's attempts, especially after the failed concert.
なぜこれ以上続けても意味があるとは思えないけどやりたいからです
She has a lot of pride as school president, and episodes 7 and 8 really goes into her development and eventual participation in Muse. Nanjo Yoshino voices her. She also voices Kokoro in Milky Homes. Ellie tries to do what she thinks is proper or right, but eventually opens herself up to the new idea of an idol group. She has some fun, and she strictly teaches them to dance. Her skills help advance Muse a lot.
マキだけはインタビューに応じてくれなかったスクールアイドルから離れればただの多感な15歳これもまた自然なことだ何勝手にナレーションかぶせてるの
We got the resident tsundere, Nishikino Maki. She's a musical talent on the piano, and she's the composer in Muse, but had trouble admitting it at first.
ミューズの曲は私が作ったんだからそうなのいや
She's also the rich friend in the group. Seriously, does every group of friends in anime have a rich friend with convenient summer homes or cabins or something? The episode that focuses on her is mostly about her closeness and friendship to everyone. She walls herself off, similar to Ellie at first, but she keeps that snarky attitude and that on-again, off-again Yuri possibly with Nico alive. She is played by Pio. Pile of what? These leaves? This laundry? This massive Love Live Woda? Their real name is Hori Eriko. She mostly has a career as a singer until Love Live began her voice acting career. So her only other role in anime is Kokoa in World Trigger. Maki is a necessity to Muse, with her talent for composing and her singing. I consider her to be the best singer in Muse.
ちょっとリンそれ私の真似でしょやめてお断りします
Next is the first year, Hoshizora Rin.
いろいろじゃもずいぶん変わったにゃ赤くなったにゃにゃこれが毎日続くのかにゃにゃにゃにゃにゃにゃにゃにゃごはんにゃわかったにゃさあ行くにゃ
People like the tomboy trope in anime, but I think Love Live kinda changes it a bit with Rin. Rin is a tomboy, but the root in her uncomfortableness with her femininity is confidence. Rin was made fun of for expressing it, and expressing her tomboyish activities like sports and rowdiness. This affected her into the teen years, such as with her saying she couldn't be an idol and then couldn't be a leader or can't wear a dress. There are polarizing stereotypes of a feminist and a feminine woman. Why am I bringing it up? Rin's strong stories about embracing the wild sporty side and the dressy girly side and the struggle of having to sacrifice one for the other. It's something that people do every day because it doesn't help that in society, feminine things are seen as weakness, while rejecting as seen as strength. Now, Love Live is not a feminist anime. It can be interpreted as one, but at its core, it's meant for otaku men to buy shit and fap to figures and fan comics.
I know darn well it's called doujinshi.
Every boob grab and shippy moment is meant for them, even though this show 99 to 100% passes the Bechdel test. But that doesn't mean that the characters can't represent feminist ideas, even if it wasn't intentional by the authors. Rin, thanks to her friends, finds the power in her femininity, courage, and her leadership, and thus power in herself. Women boosting other women to get ahead in the world is a beautiful thing. Now to brace for all the comments from people who non-ironically use the words SJW or cuck or bakayaro. Rin's voice is by Alita Riho. She was a singing duo with Powell back in 2014. Their duo was called 4 to 6. They also played Ruka Sovageski, an idol in Venus Project Climax. I'm not looking forward to talking about that show.
リン知ってるよかよちんはアイドルになりたいんだよねアイドルすごい
Next is the girl who's probably watching Love Kome, Koizumi Haneyo, our resident shy Maganeko that ditched the glasses. Seriously, we don't have that many anime idols with glasses. She could have started a trend. Her arc is straightforward. She wants to be an idol, but she's too shy, and she gets the chance. Or pushed into the chance by Maki and Rin. Also, she's an idol fangirl.
知らないんですか伝説のアイドル伝説とは各プロダクションや事務所学校などが限定生産
careful while watching her because you're gonna end up craving some rice.
でも食べたい時に食べられないのは。なんで花代だけお茶碗にご飯なの？気にしないでください。白米は付け合わせじゃなくて主食。
Hanayo is voiced by Kubo Yurika, an experienced model, and is said to be friends with Rin Seiyu. They did a lot of voice acting, and you may know them as Tiani Sia in Monster Musume, and they are another idol, Sakurako Izuka, in Idol Incidents. She is the geek stand-in, and she's easy to empathize with because of that. Her fanish nature may be second to one other character.
そして矢沢ニコ。いつもお花ありがとう。
Nico Yazawa. I am a Nico fan!
ニッコニッコニーニッコニッコニーニッコニッコニーニコッチそれは禁止やよニッコニッコ
Fight me! Best girl! No arguments! She is an abrasive girl. She acts kinda shitty, petty, and probably has the most flaws compared to the other girls. In any other idol anime, she'd probably be a villain. A devilish sly girl who isn't a pure ball of idealized notions and moe. But why is she my favorite? Her character arc as a school idol started when she was a first year. She was president of an idol club and even got close to performing, but found herself alone. She tried to get people to be an idol with her, but became cold and friendless and thought it'd only be a dream. But she was dedicated to her fandom, but her high standards drove people off. Jaded from her failure, wary of these newcomers, but then she was killed with kindness. And then there's her idol mode.
普段は自分のことをニコなんて呼ばないんです。っていないし。
But she tries really hard, maybe too hard, but that's her appeal as well. She's so passionate, so hardworking, and she does have good tips for Muse to get ahead sometimes.
いい？アイドルっていうのは笑顔を見せる仕事じゃない。笑顔にさせる仕事なの。
She studied idols longer than any of them, and that's the thing that helps her keep up with the others despite not having an equal amount of talent. And yeah, the whole super idol thing with her siblings was wrong. Lying's not good, and taping your face to the posters as center is kind of sad. But it was viewed in a sympathetic light as someone who just wanted that life enough to pretend, and then took it too far. It's kind of weeaboo for lack of a better term. Chunibyo. Chunibyo's a term. That's a weeaboo thing for me to say. Tokui Sora voices Nico. She's a member of Milky Homes, and she's a manga artist too. Her 4-panel comic, Maho Shoujo Jitaku-chan, has been serialized in Otapoke magazine. She's also a big Ava fan, and she voiced Hanako in Bang Dream. Another thing that made me love this character is this scene.
許さないって言ってるでしょ。ダメ。話しなさいよ。ニコはね、あんたが本気だと思ったから、本気でアイドルやりたいんだって思ったからミューズに入ったのよ。ここにかけようって思ったのよ。
Nico gets a lot of funny moments as the butt of jokes, and a few serious moments that defines her, and sometimes her devilish nature. Her traits make her the character that rounds out the group perfectly. If not for Nico, the show would be probably two happy, smiley, bland girls doing stuff and have more in common with Love Doll.
旧姓じゃなきゃ何なのよ。後輩？っていうか子供？マスコットかと思ってたけど。どういう扱いよ。
Love Live as a whole is a fun show. While you have the goal of saving the school and later the goal of winning Love Live, it's the characters that make the show what it is. Which is why I put a heavy emphasis on them, their arc, and contribution to the show. When I first watched season 1, I wasn't that impressed. I feel like the show didn't get good until season 2. I thought the drama was forced, and I felt the closure could have been better than Hanukkah dying. Yeah, the show got edgy there. Main character death up there with Kamina. Just kidding. But man, that would be Minky Momo levels of WTF. Season 1 had way more annoyances for me, with the Katori Hanukkah conflict, with the resolution being, OMG, my friend wants me to stay. Compare it to the more relatable drama of your best friends graduating in Season 2. Season 1 just had too much of a sharp decline into the drama hole. The goal of Season 1 was reached with saving a school. Now it's actually about winning the next Love Live and sweet, sweet character development. The organic meeting, or knowledge of each other in Season 1 makes their eventual reunion less contrived. Them becoming Muse felt natural. Season 2 showed you so much about them and their group that you didn't want them to leave. You didn't want them to split up. The comedy in Season 1 wasn't as great. Well, except for... Season 2 has a lot. My favorites being the jogging scene. It's just so perfect because there's no dialogue and just body language and expressions. I could show this to a non-anime fan and he probably would get a laugh out of it. Another one of the funny ones was this one. Some of the standout episodes I've mentioned, like Season 2's episode on Rin, but there's more.
Season 2, Episode 2.
Camping is fun, getting inspiration is hard.
Season 2, Episode 3.
We're Rise!
Season 2, Episode 9.
Murphy's Law, Murphy's Law, Snowhalation! Something I wish would happen in this series is seeing Arisa and Yukihiro become a new gen of Muse, but the decision made is understandable. I did yell at the screen at the decision. The whole not talking about the future thing I thought was unhealthy. Hanuka said she wanted to keep being an idol, while Nico's views of just having new members join like real idol groups is also right, but so is Hanayo's, Muse's 9 members, and this 9 members is right. It's episodes like this that made the goodbye coming up just harder, and watching it was like a band-aid being ripped off slowly, an emotional band-aid. They say they will still be idols, but I really wish we got to see the 6 of them do it, and then later 3, and maybe seeing Arisa and Yukihiro becoming underclassmen rival idols. That would've been great. And I wonder what Nico, Ellie, and Nozomi is doing after graduation. They never said they were going to college, or working, or going back to Russia. So what are they doing?
が力を貸してあげれば。でこのテイトラークですか?
I was watching AKB0048 at the time I first watched Love Live, and you know my feelings on AKB0048. But later, I gave Love Live way more respect. On November 27th, 2013, the 6th single, Music Start, was released with the OVA. It's... strange. If you're a Maki fan, then you're gonna love this. In the popularity poll in 2013, Maki won, making her the center. In the story, Maki, after sharing a dream, meets her childhood self. Then, things become weird and dreamlike goings-ons happen to the rest of Muse. Kid Maki talks to Muse about Maki's feelings for them, that she's just too tsundere to say. And then a music video. Maki also won a poll to be in a gum commercial in 2015. This is sort of weird since Love Live has always been pretty based in realism. But when you think about it, it does make the oddity of possibly older Hanuka, Ghost, or whatever this character is in the movie more feasible. Let's take a break before we get into the movie and talk about Love Live School Idol Festival. Introducing our special guest, Erin Cerise.
Thanks, Viga. So, being a mega media mix franchise, Love Live is, of course, about a lot more than just music and anime. There are a few different arms of the franchise that fans can get into, often entirely independently of one another. Like, say, some fans might play Weiss Schwarz and pick up Love Live cards without ever having watched the anime. No joke, that is legitimately what got me started on Love Live. But that's neither here nor there. By far the most popular non-anime, non-music thing that Love Live fans get into is perhaps the official Love Live smartphone game, Love Live School Idol Festival. In September 2012, about 3 months before the start of the anime, the real-life Muse girls attended the Tokyo Game Show. In addition to performing a mini-live, they were also there to help announce a new smartphone game. It was to be developed by K-Lab Games and distributed by Bushiroad as part of their new Bushimo service. The announcement was vague, but promised a game with Muse songs, full voice acting, action game elements, whatever that was supposed to mean, and different characteristics from existing smartphone games. Not much else was heard again until April 15th, 2013, when Love Live's School Idol Festival debuted on the Japanese App Store and Google Play Store. Despite the tiny amount of content at launch, the game was so popular that it was the 5th highest grossing game in the entire Japanese App Store on its very first day of release. Holy mother of Nico. With the anime making waves and the game raking in buckets of money, it was pretty clear. The Love Live juggernaut was here and it was not going away anytime soon. The game was so popular even that it expanded into other parts of the world, with localizations for China, Korea, and Taiwan, as well as a worldwide version translated in English. Sadly, the Korean server has since been discontinued, and as of this recording, the Taiwan server is going down soon too. But the worldwide version has continued to stay popular, and more importantly, it is currently the only Japanese idol mobile game that still has an ongoing English localization. Love Live has become a truly global phenomenon at this point, and it's honestly super encouraging to see that reflected in the game's continued availability to overseas audiences. Anyway, as a game, School Idol Festival, or SIF for short, borrows from several different game styles, which is probably what the developers meant when they said it would be different from existing smartphone games. SIF blends rhythm game elements, visual novel story chapters, card collecting, deck building mechanics, and a crippling gambling addiction, all into one smooth, adorable, occasionally horribly buggy and poorly proofread package. The premise of the game is that you are a student at the same school as the Muse Girls, or the Aqua Girls in later versions. And it's up to you to help coach the girls in their practice sessions and live shows, as well as help pick out their stage costumes. Somehow, doing this also involves having the girls clone themselves and then cannibalize each other for sustenance, followed by you arranging your favorite clones in your favorite outfits in semicircles and then hitting them all in the face repeatedly with a tambourine. I mean, I don't know how you visualize how this game works, but it's pretty clear. No, the actual goal of the game is just to collect cards of the Love Live girls, arrange them into teams, and then use those teams to get high scores on the rhythm game. The better cards you get, the more advantages you'll get while playing songs, such as a more forgiving timing window, healing damage on missed notes, and boosting your score up. Plus the rarest cards in the game, the ultra rares or URs, usually have higher quality art than regular cards, and as such are usually pretty highly sought out. Usually. Honoka, you might want to see a doctor about that. I don't think necks are supposed to do that. To get better cards, you can either play events, in which players compete to rack up the most points doing specific challenges, or you can go the more common route and do what's called scouting. Throughout the game, you collect what are called Loveka stones, or love gems in the worldwide version. These love gems can be used for a few things, but mainly you'll be using them on the scouting page, which allows you to draw random cards to add to your inventory. Sometimes you'll get lucky and draw one of the coveted ultra rares. Oh my god! Most of the time, you'll just get a bunch of regular rare cards plus one or two pity super rares. It can take a while to build up enough love gems for a scout in-game, too. But of course, you can always buy as many gems as you want with real money. Yep, it is one of those games. Still, thankfully it is a lot easier nowadays to get free gems than it used to be, to the point where even completely free-to-play players can feasibly do a 50-gem scout every single month if they're playing regularly. And the game has always been pretty good about not shoving the pay-to-win aspect in your face, at least. Unlike some anime mobile games. No, Tuxedo Mask! I do not want to spend 10 more gems to continue! Shut up and go away! Nobody asked you, goddamn Anyway, so, yeah, that is School Idol Festival in a nutshell. I could go on about the specifics, and believe me, I have, but I don't want to take over Viga's video any more than I already have, so I'll leave it there by saying that while many competitors of SIF have popped up in recent years, SIF itself is still going pretty strong and adapting to the changing idol game landscape with continual updates, new events, and easier ways to get URs or specific cards of your best girls. It's still totally worth a trip into idol hell if you love cute outfits, fun rhythm games, and the sweet, sweet rush of hoping that UR envelope will pop out of the box. Oh my god, look at it go! Oh my god, what is it? Oh. Oh. Oh.
Thanks again, Aaron. Now it's time for the finale of Muse. It starts immediately after the series. Love Live the movie was announced as the 5th anniversary project and was released on June 13th, 2015. Later that summer, it was released in theaters in North America, Australia, Hong Kong, Korea, and a lot of places. The plot of the movie isn't much, but based on the advertising leading up to it, you'd think the whole movie was set in New York. Actually, the New York thing is just a third of the movie. The rest of the movie is just a continuation of the slow burn goodbye in the series. Except they never really told anyone else they were going to disband, so the fate of Love Live is just thrusted into their hands. Basically, it's Muse doing something big before they disband for all of the school idols of the present and the future. It starts with them being invited to do a performance in New York to promote Love Live and help the goal of having the event at the Akaba Dome. I kinda wished when watching it that it was on the Today Show with an anime Al Roker. I like how right off the bat there's little references like Katori with the pillow and Umi in the card game. The New York adventure is fun. It's just seeing Muse hang out, get lost, have fun, and be cute. We also get the first of 3 musical scenes, playing with conventional musical tropes. Or should I say, musical? Eh? Okay, I'll stop. It's cute, but kind of out of nowhere. The first idol performance is Angelic Angel. I have to admit, I'm not a big fan of this song. It's hard to explain why, I just don't think it's as good as the other 2 new songs in the movie. And I also hate the costumes for it, but at least Ellie got to be center. Another element is everyone wanting Muse to stay together. The director, the fans, the other school idols, especially since now they're mega popular. The pressure is on. You know who's ready for this? Nico. Oh god, Nozomi, Ellie, and Nico are like at their max cutest. Hanuka gets advice from Arise. I haven't actually talked about them much. They're Muse rivals from UTX, the first Love Live champions, and then equals, and then friends in the movie. Their songs are okay, but peppered with questionable English. Yes, I know it's actually Can I Do I Make It Baby, but come on! You all hear Naked Baby too. You all hear Naked Baby. Shocking Party is also a fun song. Hanuka also gets help again from this mysterious lady, the singer from New York City. And then showing up again in Japan, and seems to only exist to Hanuka? So there's 2 main theories about her. That she's either future Hanuka, which is suggested by the fact that she knew some of Hanuka's childhood, abstractly, but also might be a dream, or a figment of Hanuka's imagination. I kinda like to think she's a musical ghost, honestly. Either way, Hanuka is shown to be maturing a bit through this, but her inner drama just seems weak in comparison to the stronger elements in the story, like teamwork and singing and comedy. The weakest part of the movie is the conflict of, should we split up or not? Because it was already done well in the show, and it just feels like the movie is just retelling that part of the story. But at least it's explored in a new way with the sudden pressure and popularity. My favorite part is the gathering of the Jugga idols, complete with a new musical moment. I love seeing the other school idols as well, and seeing Arise join in the planning was cool. We get Sunny Day Song as the next idol performance. Since it was written to be a song for all school idols, it would be nice if Aqua eventually got to sing it too. This song is the official anthem for all school idols. The animation is awesome for the dances. The musical moments relied on just 2D, which I thought was a great choice. And even just little moments when the characters expressed themselves, you could just tell they put in so much more effort. Then there's those smooth transitions from 2D to 3D in the performances. It's almost seamless. They finally learned what the 3D CG is best at and when it doesn't work. The height of the performance animation is in the last song, with a flash forward to the new heads of the idol club, Arisa and Yukiko. They talk about the truly for real, not kidding this time, the end, forever, this is definitely soon to be ex-idol Project Muse final performance. Bokutachi wa hitotsu no hikari. Fun fact, in the song are words that sounds like each of the girls' names. Whenever it comes up in the song, they focus on them. In Rin's case, it uses her last name, Hoshizora. It's cute. The movie has that same comedy that the show had. Also some really cute moments.
Hey! You two should kiss!
All around, this is a lighthearted movie. Like the show, the plot is thin, but the characters are heavy. Wait, that sounds like I'm calling them fat. I meant thick. Damn it. Embiggened. Damn it. They do the good stuff, okay? Like the show, the characters are the driving force. There was a lot of fan service, but not in the sexy way you're thinking. Just little things like Katori's pillow from the trip, the Nico and Maki shipping, the rice scene, and maybe a little bit of the regular fan service. The hardcore fans of Love Live is gonna love it. Casual fans would like it, but it might feel too light on content. Anime fans in general will probably be much harder on it. It does have pacing issues, and the musical moments don't integrate that well into the story. I truly think this is the best you can get out of a Love Live movie. I'm glad I was able to see this in theaters back in 2015. Seeing it with fans and talking about it while walking back to the station with cosplayers and Wota was just great. The last song gets to me emotionally. It makes me remember that time, just sharing the fun with other fans who are as passionate as me, then talking about the end together, and talking about our favorite members, like, you know, Nico being the best.
What did you just say?
Oh, I just said the truth. Nico is best waifu. Lots of evidence for it, from her beautiful, cute pigtails, her cute attitude, her catchphrase, Nico Nico ni.
Oh, please spare me. Everyone's heard that catchphrase 10,000 times already. It cannot compare to the beauteous ringing of another certain catchphrase. You may have heard it.
Hanayo? You're a Hanayo supporter?
That's because Hanayo is mature enough to know when she needs help. I mean, what 18-year-old still wears pigtails and ribbons?
She threw away her adorable Magane-ko-ness for contacts. Contacts!
You do not dare impugn the reality of Hanayo's totally 100% natural purple eyes!
Look. First off, Nico, she has great style and taste. 2, her room is like so beautiful and cute and stylish. 3, her red eyes can shoot lasers. 4, Nico Nico ni!
That was one time! There's only so many things to do in New York.
Look. Nico is the 24th Hokage of idol culture, and she has lasers in her eyes, and kung fu action grip, and hips that don't lie, and pigtails that can see through time.
You shut your mouth. Those are not contacts. And what are you saying about red eyes being natural, especially with lasers, did I hear? That sure sounds like a lot of reasons to like Nico. But I'll bet you that Nico is not an alpaca whisperer who understands the comfort and style of black leggings, who also has a much cuter catchphrase and a much more organic one that is not so cynically crafted as Nico's totally artificial Nico Nico ni. Well, if Nico is the queen, then Hanayo is the revolutionary, leading the interests of the common brunette into the future. Viva la idol revolution!
Muse in Love Live reminds me why I love idol anime, and its encouraging messages. The real life goodbye wasn't until the final live in 2016. It was over 2 days on March 31st and April 1st, 2016. Muse final Love Live Music Forever. The time where fans around the world said goodbye. Meanwhile, I just said Nico Nico Ni in a microphone low enough so my roommates wouldn't hear it. They did live concerts throughout the franchise's run, but their contract was ending and Aqua's was just around the corner. The lyrics were primarily done by Akihata. They worked in the realm of anime theme songs for a long time. They also wrote the lyrics for the openings for Aikatsu Season 1 and 2. No. It can't be. Why? Love Doll! There's a lot of composers and arrangers who worked on the music, like Yamada Takahiro, who composed Snow Halation and Aishiteru Banzai, or Zack, who composed Bokutachi wa Hutotsu no Hikari. Here are my top 10 Muse songs from Love Live. First for idol anime is the use of subgroups. They presented the three leaders, Ellie, Umi, and Hanuka, and various combinations with them. They had the fans choose the teams and names. The camping episode of Love Live actually has the girls divided into these subgroups. It also gave us a peek at their unique group dynamics. There's BB, apparently the most popular with Ellie, Maki, and Nico. Printemps, which has Hanuka, Kotori, and Hanayo. And Lily White, with Umi, Nozomi, and Ren. In other media, there's another Love Live game on the PS Vita, Love Live School Idol Paradise. It was released in 2014. Gotta get that idol otaku money. There's 3 versions of the game, each one corresponding to the 3 subgroups in use, Printemps, BB, and Lily White. Each version has exclusive songs as well. In 2016, we got Love Live School Idol Festival After School Activity, an arcade version of Love Live School Idol Festival. There's several manga, which I'm still surprised that none of them are legally released here. None! Yes, you can read the first one legally on Comic Walker, but they only have the first 3 chapters. And whoever was scanlating this didn't finish it. What I have read of it, it feels like an earlier draft of the characters and relationships. Like Hanuka and Umi being in kendo, Hanuka knowing Rin and Hanayo when they were in middle school, Maki's problem with her parents, and being closer friends with Nico. Nozomi is the energetic lone club member with a supernatural club, and Ellie is more helpful and nice towards Muse. Plus, Maid Nico. A lot is different. It was illustrated by Tokita Arumi. It began serialization in the January 2012 issue of Dengeki G's magazine. The second manga is called Love Live Anthology. Each chapter is drawn by a different illustrator. In the light novel series, Love Live School Idol Diary was adapted into manga. Some of that's been scanlated, but there's no official release of the manga or the light novels. There's also tons of fan books, collections of the content from Dengeki G's, and the illustration collections. There's enough for a small Love Live library and none in English. Seriously, who can we tweet about this travesty? We need the manga police or something. Call the manga police. Otherwise, for us US fans, we have an incomplete part of our collection. As for the fandom here, I can only talk about the US side, and mostly only in the Northeast and the Midwest parts. Love Live hasn't died off a bit. It remains in the top 10 of cosplays I've seen at conventions this year so far. Whether it's from School Idol Festival or the series, fans still show up to my idol events with Muse and Aqua's gear, and what's unique about the Midwest is seeing groups of fans become idols and sing and dance at their own panels and stuff. Seriously, this is something I found in the Twin Cities idol fandom to be very unique and wonderful. There's a group called the Utansu Idols who do Love Live cosplay and perform. Check them out. There's still love for Love Live worldwide, although Muse might get further in the background since Aqua's is here. Love Live Sunshine had its first season, which I talked about in several vlogs, and as of this upload, just had a concert at Anime Expo. Love Live as a franchise isn't going away anytime soon. As for the future, we're looking forward to season 2 coming up this fall, and they announced a new group of 9 idols called Perfect Dream Project. Looks like it's going to be a Love Live School Idol Festival game-only thing, but who knows. You can buy seasons 1 and 2 and the movie on DVD and Blu-ray. If you're lucky, you can find the premium editions, but they're costly. Amazon and eBay might be your best bets. You can also watch season 1 and 2 on Crunchyroll. So lastly, why Love Live? They aren't idols. They're school idols. Hard work, passion, and freedom can make you into a beloved idol. It's safely away from the grueling realities of the idol industry. And that's the charm behind Love Live. That's why so many people love this. Seeing girls work hard towards a dream, towards a goal. And it makes you want to work hard too. Now all that's left is trying to get more people to watch it. Hey, Love Live, let's go watch it.
I'm trying to write a post here.
About Love Live?
It's about a movie, but it's not about Love Live.
You should watch Love Live.
What is...
Watch Love Live.
I don't even know what Love Live is.
Shh. Love Live. Hey. It's time for lunch. Well, actually it's time for Love Live. Love Live lunch.
I'm trying to make some cereal. I do not have time for your stupid little Love Live, whatever it is.
Love Live is for every time, while cereal is not for nighttime.
No.
Love Live.
For the love of God,
yes, love of God, of course. Love of God, Nico ni, Love Live.
If I say yes, will you let me go to sleep?
No, because you have to watch at least 2 episodes. Hey, above you. Let's watch Love Live.
No.
Let's watch Love Live.
I'm watching Alien.
There's nothing on the screen.
After this is done, I don't know who you are, but I will find you, and I will kill you.
After 2 seasons worth of Love Live? Actually, can it be after the Love Live movie? I hope you can become a patron too and help support the show. Remember to share my videos on Twitter, Facebook, and subscribe. Special thanks to Aaron Cerise and Zenith. Check out their channels. Links to them and more of my stuff are in the description. Anime idols are the best!